to the Black Hole or the Shon Black Podcast. I'm your host, Shon Black, doing back. And welcome. We are streaming on Rumble. We are streaming on Facebook. We are streaming on YouTube, the Shon Black Podcast, if you want to listen and tune in. And today is what are you watching? Shon Black wants to know what you're watching. I want to know because I am a TV person. I watch a lot of TV shows. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I watch a lot of TV shows, and I want to know what you're watching. That's too close. I want to know what you're watching. I have a list. I was gonna print it out. I didn't print it out. Forgive me. Um. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know what's on your mind. I want to know what you're watching. I am a TV guy. Okay. Um. I like TV. I'm also a movie guy. I love movies. I want to see people. There's a lot of movies I wish they would do. I want to see them do some good movies. Um, I'm also a big, like I said, I'm a big TV show guy. I like TV shows. I'm watching a lot of TV shows, a whole lot of TV shows. I'm also an anime guy, so I watch a whole lot of anime, a whole lot. Um, I would be watching movies, a lot of movies, but I'm gonna tell you, there's not a lot of there. In my opinion, the TV show you do better with TV shows than you do with movies. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think you do a lot better with TV shows than you do movies. Um, I think I think movies are dying. There's no creative. There's nothing creative in the movie space right now. Nothing. Um, I'd like there to be creativity in the movie space, but I don't think there's a lot of creativity in the movie space right now. I think movies are dying because TV shows are where it's at. That's just my personal opinion. Um, there should be more there should be more movies being watched, but there's just not going to be because people's imaginations are so slim. People don't imagine, they're not imagining anything anymore. When we were kids, we used our imaginations. We turned boxes into spaceships and, things like that. So your creative mind or the creative mind for most people, they 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 just imagine more. And I don't think people today are imagining what they could or what they should. You know what I mean? And so for me, I wanted to run down a list of what I'm watching, and this isn't even a whole list, really, to tell you the truth. This is like kind of a list, and what I might do is just take like a screenshot of it and try to put it up in the chat. Yeah, political correctness is what like kills creativity, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of creativity that's been killed. Well, I can't even say that word. Look, see that? The algorithm will just mess up. If I say that word, then the algorithm is crazy. And what I'm gonna try to do is just drop some of this in the chat. Um, and maybe it might come out, you know. Sorry if it doesn't come out the way it's supposed to. Like I said, I'm gonna try to drop this in the chat. Hopefully it'll send in the chat. I don't know if I can even send it. Yeah. I tried to drop it into the chat, ladies and gentlemen. It won't let me drop it into the chat. But whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go through the list. I'm going to read you my list. I'm going to read you my list. My list is long, but it's kind of long. I ain't going front. Let's see. Tap the like button to get the engagement up for me if you could. But let's go. So first one is Trigger Point. Trigger Point is a British TV show about a bomb squad. That joint is official. I don't even think I finished that whole season. Trigger Point was good. Dexter, the new one, I haven't even started the new Dexter. I heard that they came out with a new season and, with his son or something like that. They say it's real good. I haven't gotten onto it. Bridgerton. The first season, I mean, it was alright. You know what I mean? It was a little it's too much going on in the first one. But after that, the second season on was great. Bridgerton, Wheels of Time. The Wheel of Time is on. Actually, I think they canceled that show. I think that show got canceled, which I'm upset about because the Wheel of Time was really good. Black Mirror. Black Mirror, if you haven't watched Black Mirror, you need to go and watch Black Mirror. Black Mirror is the Alfred Hitchcock type of deal. Remember Alfred Hitchcock who used to have them weird shows that used to come on? Black Mirror is that now. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry about this. I'll be looking at myself in the thing. I'll be like, you know what? That just doesn't look quite right. So Black Mirror is a good one. Outlander. I'm like 2 seasons behind in Outlander. Outlander was one of them shows that, man, Outlander is a show that, if you like history, Outlander is your show. The Blacklist, I didn't go all the way through. So the Blacklist was good until it wasn't. You know what I mean? I liked Dimbe. I liked all of those people. You know what I mean? But it was good until it wasn't good, and I kind of felt like Black Mirror was too much. Now I sent my TV shows into the chat so you guys could see it I don't know if you guys could see it in the chat. I sent a whole bunch of them in the chat. That joint is crazy. So you can kind of follow along where I'm at. I'm going. So I sent it into the chat. Now, this is only a portion of the list. Let's see. The Last Kingdom on Netflix. You gotta watch that. Billions is good. I think it's off the air. I think that was a Showtime or Stars, one of the two. It's one of those two channels. Billions was pretty good. Demon Slayer. We are currently watching Demon Slayer right now. The Fly Puerto Rican is watching Demon Slayer as we speak right now. Let's see I'm trying to see where it stopped on my list so I can put it in the next one. Okay, I see where it stopped. Good night. That's a lot of stuff. I'm watching a lot of stuff. I was watching a lot of stuff. So you figure, so where do we stop? We stopped at Demon Slayer, The Witcher, Raised by Wolves. I didn't know that they were gonna bring. So The Witcher, I stopped watching it just because they took Henry Cavill out. I'm not watching that anymore. I did continue to watch. So and then Raised by Wolves, that was a good joint. I wish I would have. So I thought that joint got canceled, but apparently it was still on. I had no clue whatsoever. Um, what else did I? What are we? Where are we at? So Stranger Things. I'm behind in that, like 2 seasons. But Stranger Things is that joint. If you want to watch good TV shows, Stranger Things is what it is. Uh, Vikings, another one that I fell behind. Like some of these joints, I fell behind because Netflix is good at this. What they do is everybody knows they'll pull out a whole season. You don't have no breaks. And with a lot of these titles, bro, they be having all these breaks. And then when you have these breaks, you be like, wait a minute, hold on, breaks? What do I need a break for? And then you start watching other stuff and you forget about what you currently were watching. And that's what happened with me. Like Vikings, hard. Ragnar Lothbrok, the whole story with him and all of that joint was great. Then there was breaks. And so I never really finished the last, I guess, 2 seasons of that. But that's on the list, the two watch list. You go back and do your thing. Same with, Stranger Things and The Gilded Age. Bro, The Gilded Age. That if you like Downton Abbey, you like those. So I like a lot of period pieces. I like a lot of joints that are set back in the Roman times or the medieval times. Like I like that kind of stuff. The Knights of the Round Table. I think the political part of it is what I really enjoy. And so to see that, that's good money for me. I like that. And The Gilded Age is one of them shows that are really like I like the outfits and what they could have looked like and all of that. I'm into that. And so that's a great show if you haven't watched The Gilded Age. Yellowstone. Yellowstone, another great show. Yellowstone is another great show that I'm behind in. Again, because it went off but I did watch 1883 and 1923. I did watch both all of those. Um, yeah, the Gilded Age, son. The Gilded Age is tough. I like the Gilded Age because the Gilded Age talks about like all of the people in New York City that had like the Astors and the Carnegies and all of that stuff, and it's all of them portraying all of their family, and it's loosely based on history. So, and I'm a history guy, so that's for me. Um, what else did I have up there? Let's see. Okay, of course, 1883, Euphoria. I never went back. Like, so the first season is all right, but then when I saw what the second season was gonna be about, I kind of just dropped that show. Um, let's see. The Boba Fett series. So I wanted to watch that. But my Disney Plus was going crazy, and every time I go to watch it on the large TV, I can't watch it. I can't watch it. And so I was the Mandalorian, Boba Fett, all of that in that Star Wars universe. That's all good. That's all good. Um, what else I got up there? Jack Ryan. That's a good show on. I think it's Hulu or Prime. One of those two. Jack Ryan is good. Snowfall. That's a good show. I think that's ended already. I lost it in the second or third season. Manifest is a good show, but then I was so tired of them telling me that lives were at stake. Manifest, they were like, lives are at stake. Lives, they got lives at stake. You wanted to know when lives were at stake. I was so tired of that mess. So tired of that mess. I was like, you know what? We have to stop telling people that lives are at stake, man. And so I was tired. I was so tired of that joint that I was like, man, um, that I just fell off. I ain't gonna front. It was good until it wasn't good anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because there were lives at stake. So many lives were at stake. What else do I got up there? So we went Manifest, Money Heist. So listen, I started Money Heist. Okay, I started it. I ain't going front. I started it. I think I only got through 2 episodes, and then the Money Heist was dead. Uh, Game of Thrones, of course. I mean Game of Thrones, and then you got the current joint, House of Dragons. That should be coming up soon, right? The House of Dragons should be coming up soon. Um, Let me go back to my list. I'm sorry. I'm here on the answering joints on one part of it, sending out stuff on another part of it. But yeah, she said Sister Wives. Who the heck is watching? You watching Sister Wives? You love that show. You know what? I can see why females like Sister Wives and Love After Lockup and 90 Day Fiance and all of these kind of reality shows. So I can't watch that stuff. I can't watch it. It'll turn your brain into mush. It'll turn your brain into mush. I can't watch it. I can't watch that stuff. Sorry. I can't do it. I refuse it. I can't watch Sister Wives. I can't watch Love After Lockup. I can't watch the drama unfold. I can't watch that stuff. I know people love it, and I ain't hating you if you love it. If you love it, if you like it, I love it. But I can't love it, man. I can't do it. It's way too much going on Sister Wife. You know what I'm saying? Way too much going on Sister Wives. Um, what else do I got? I gotta go back in because there's so many. I'm telling you, I'm not even halfway through the list. Walking Dead, we still gotta go back and watch that. Jack Ryan, what else? Westworld. I never finished the end of Westworld. Um, Westworld was really good. Let's see, the cleaning lady. Yo, son, the cleaning lady, the concept of the cleaning lady was all right. The problem is I don't even know if that show was still on TV, but that was the first season of the cleaning lady was all right. The whole concept of that was really good. Um, what else am I looking at on the cleaning? The Mayor of Kingstown. So I had that on the to do list. I never got it, never watched it. Raising Dion. That was a joint on I want to say Netflix. I watched both of those. Those were good. The Flash, one if you're a DC universe type of guy, The Flash was all right. Chicago PD, I started that. It's like Chicago PD is one of those shows. All of the Chicago's, Chicago PD, Chicago Hope, Chicago Fire, Chicago this, Chicago that, Chicago Pizza. Like all of those shows you have to really like jump into because it's like a soap and I started watching it in the first I think I got 18 episodes into the Chicago's and maybe 18 episodes into the Chicago's and it was just I was like you know what but there's a lot of joints that I be seeing on TikTok like a lot of clips and I go back and I'm like, I should go back and watch Chicago PD, but then the streaming service wants you to pay per episode. No, thank you. So I won't be watching any of the Chicago's. I don't care what they know Chicago's. We're not watching the Chicago's. We're not watching those. Let's see. Handmaid's Tale. Great show. Great show. The Handmaid's Tale is one of those shows that you're supposed to watch because that society could really get like that. Um, what else I got here? Handmaid's Tale, Picard. I'm a Star Trek fan, so Picard was good. Squid Game, yes. Big Sky. I started that. I don't know what happened. I think they didn't even make it through the first season. SEAL Team, goated show. You if you like anything to do with like military dramas, SEAL Team was where it's at. The 100, another show that was like one of those shows you watch when you don't have anything else to watch. The 100 is one of those shows. It's all like that CW. Anything on the CW is one of those shows that you watch just because you're in between shows, right? So you watch those kind of things. Like anything on CW is an in between show. Let's see. Um FBI. So the FBI is sort of like the Chicago's, right? And it's sort of like shows that you watch on the CW. The acting isn't really that good, but you can tolerate it when you don't have anything else to watch. So any of those Chicago shows is all right. Let's see, Chicago. Ray Donovan. So Ray Donovan was an HBO joint, and Ray Donovan was loosely based on a guy in Hollywood that was like a fixer. Like if you wanted a problem to go away, you called this dude, and he was like a real person apparently. And so they made a show kind of loosely based on what he was doing. And Ray Donovan, he's an animal. Ray Donovan was the fixer. Like he fixed your problems. I think that was a good show. House of Cards, another great show. I didn't finish it all the way through. I think what happened with the House of Cards is it took the break. Kevin Spacey started to get. I think he was going through some trial, and I never went in and finished the show with him. Um, House of Cards, Lock and Key. Yo, listen. Lock and Key is a good joint. That was on Netflix. They came out with a second season, but it's like when you watch the first one, you kind of didn't need a second one. Even though it was there, I was like, it's like they were trying too hard, so I never watched the second season of that. But Lock and Key, the first season was really dope. It was a really good concept that they came out with. The Chosen, I didn't finish The Chosen, and on another pod, I'll discuss that. You know what I mean? I think that has more of a nuanced conversation for The Chosen, so I will be talking about that on another day. What else? Let's see. The Chosen, Britannia, Queen of the South, Debris, Domina, Humans, Invincible, Mr. In Between, War of the Worlds, and that is just so. I probably gave you 30 some odd shows that I was watching here and there. You said Beyond Vulgar. Fallen Skies. I forgot. Yo, it ended badly, right? Fallen Skies ended real badly. No, it's not that I get distracted. It's not. Like, I can watch those shows, right? But it's not because I get distracted. I don't watch those because it's just one of those things that is. Like, you get in between, right? There's always the in between. Like right now, House of Dragon isn't on. So what do you watch when the House of Dragon isn't on? You gotta fill that space with something, right? And then a new show comes out and you watch that. Yeah. If it's interesting, yeah, like the Ashton Kutcher joint is coming out. I might give it a try to see what it's about. You know, there's a lot of joints. Walking Dead. The reason why we didn't finish The Walking Dead is because The Walking Dead took that every year. It takes a break. You can't just watch it and then it's not like Netflix where they drop the whole season all at one time, or there's no breaks. Like if they went from the first episode of the first season to the last episode of the first season and then it took a break, okay. But what they do is they give you 4 to 8 episodes and then they stop and then you won't see it for 6 months. Because they took a break. And then so in between that you gotta watch something else. And then you kind of be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, son, and I watch a lot of Turkish joints. The Turkish joints is hard because so first of all, I don't know Turkish schedules, but and I can't watch it live because it doesn't have like English subtitles. So I can go in just like with Netflix. I can go into my YouTube and type in and it has subs and I watch the Turkish subs. Like I'm like, and the joint about the Turkish joints, they're like 2 hour episodes. Each episode is 2 hours. The one I was watching, Magnificent Century, that joint, and the only reason why I stopped watching that is number one, they stopped putting the subtitles on YouTube, right? And they put it on a website and you had to pay to watch it. At first I was like, you know what, I'll drop a little $3-4 to pay. And then it went up to $10. I was like, nah, son, I'm not doing that. $10 an episode? You crazy. Just for them just so you can get the subs? Nah, bro, I'm not doing that. And I did it for a couple of joints, and then I was like, you know what? I'm done with it. And so I was done with it. But Magnificent Century was a great show. That joint was great. And this one that I'm watching now is great. Like the stories are great. And you know what else? You know another reason why I watch those shows is because the it's clean. Sometimes you don't want all the crazy stuff. Sometimes you don't want all the crazy stuff. Oh, I guess I got it all in there. I guess I got it all in there. So that was my list, and that's not including the current stuff that I'm watching. That's a lot of that stuff is still active that I'm watching now, and a lot of the stuff that I be dealing with is active shows. There's some of them that aren't active now, but you can still find them on your streaming platforms. But look, I like to have a good time. Like a lot of the shows that I watch, let me sit back because I'm uncomfortable, and I think it's because I'm starving. But a lot of that stuff is I like to have a good time. Like right now, I've already seen the whole Demon Slayer joint up to the current. But the fly Puerto Rican is watching Demon Slayer now. So we all went back and we're like 11 episodes away from the end. I think this new arc has 8 to 11 episodes and then she'll be into the movie. Right? So we're watching that. I watched that again, but um that means I'm not doing, the other stuff. You said come eat. I'm a coming to eat. I'm just finishing up here. But yeah, we love the shows. Like I love the TV shows. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of people who don't watch what I watch. Like a lot of my homeboys be like telling me I watch slow TV. But it's not that. It's just you know what I mean? I like the like so I like TV shows. I like to get down on a good TV show and watch it or a good series and watch it. I know my cousin, I wish he was in here right now because he'd tell you like Stokes is the same way. Like he'd call me like Black, what you watching right now? You know what I mean? Uh my other man, Felipe Sanchez, he ain't coming to the joint. I thought he might come into the chat today. But yo, he be watching some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? He'll call me up and be like, "I'll watch this," and I'll put him on to something. And he'd be like, "Nah, son, I ain't really watching that." I'd be like, "What? You crazy, son? This joint is crazy." Like another one that I just watched was the Japanese one on Netflix with the samurais, the last samurai standing, official. I couldn't put that down. That joint is official, and it's the first season. Then you got the Shogun joint that came out on Hulu, and they're supposed to be doing another episode to that. Woo! Woo! If you haven't watched the Shogun on Hulu, you missing something. Pure cinema. That joint is pure cinema. That man, they got everything right. You felt like you were in feudal Japan, bro. Like that joint was crazy. And they're supposed to be doing a second season of that. Originally, the Shogun was just that one miniseries and it was over. But this one, the Shogun episode, the Shogun, they're going to do another season of that. I'm trying to think of what else is coming out that I watched that is just like pure unadulterated fire. Um, I might just jump into my Netflix and see. Cause I did, man, I'm telling you. And then that's not including like documentaries. That's not including like, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't watched Forks Over Knives, that joint is official. Oh yeah. I was watching this one, The Diplomat. I get down with The Diplomat. The Diplomat is cool. Let's see, what else? True Blood. The vampire joint. It's a little raunchy, but True Blood was all right. Um, like I said, The Witcher, the first season with Henry Cavill. Then you got the Sean Combs thing. That's pretty good. And I haven't even mentioned any animes except for Demon Slayer. I mean, you got so many good animes out there. I mean, you should give anime a chance too. There's a lot of good anime out there. I wish people would give that a chance because, I mean, if you're looking for a complete story with ups, downs, all the twists and turns, and people say, son, that's cartoons. Bro, you can't look at it like it is a cartoon. You have to look at it like a show, like a regular show that you watch every day. Like, like you watching General Hospital or something like that. Like, you anime is up there, bro. It be top tier, and especially if you like superhero type stuff. If you like the Marvels and all of that kind of stuff, man. Listen, I'm telling you, Lil Chuck, you gotta kick that mindset, bro. Man, listen, you can't look at it like, cause I know what a lot of people do, right? They look at anime like a cartoon, so they look at it, they say, well, you know what? It's a cartoon. I can't really get down with the whole cartoon thing. But you can look at it like a cartoon. If you watch Marvel, what's the difference between Marvel, which is a comic book, right? That they turn into a live action. What's the difference between that and an anime? There's no difference. The animes like if you like overpowered characters, son, they got the joints. Like I tell everybody, you want to pick one of the big three. You either want to watch One Piece, and I don't recommend that. Naruto, I recommend that only because I like ninjas. And then you can watch what would be the other one as a big three. I don't know. I don't think Attack on Titan is in that category, but I would suggest Attack on Titan. The animation is good. The colors are vivid. A lot of the anime that you can watch now is it's older, so it's like 90s. So the colors are a little bit more washed out because it was made for like analog TV. It's not wasn't made for digital TV. I wish they would go through and remaster some of that so you get more of the vivid colors, the pops. Um, that said, you have newer anime like Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is hard. You just have to. I think a lot of times the humor, Japanese humor, isn't you have to understand Japanese culture. Japanese culture is a little bit more polite. So they do a lot of bowing. They do a lot of saying they're sorry. They do a lot of that. What up? What up? You got to check my list in the chat. In the chat is my list. If you scroll through the chat, you see the list that I put out of, and that's only the stuff that I was watching, and still some of them that I'm currently watching. But I was telling them, she said it's lame. That's why you watching it. You watched Attack on Titan. You're currently in Demon Slayer right now. You know what I mean? Naruto is probably one of the best stories told in anime, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of people like One Piece, but I think you have to be like a One Piece fan. You have to been with One Piece since the 90s. That One Piece is just too boring. And I'm telling you from a guy who grew up on anime, One Piece is boring. Oh, it's so boring. I've never been so bored watching an anime in my life, and I've watched a lot of them. But I think you would enjoy it if you kind of just looked at it from a different lens, which isn't. It's not a cartoon. Look at it like real life, especially something like Attack. So anime is like rap. Rap is a genre, but that genre is 1,000 genres. That's true, bro. Anything that you have in regular TV, they have an anime for it. Anything. I don't care what it is. Anything. You could think of something, they have an anime for it. That's why I be telling people, like, yo, go to your Netflix, put in Attack on Titan, and watch through 2 seasons. Once you get through the second season, bro, you're gonna be hooked. Because they're complete. The Japanese people are they're complete storytellers, right? You know how when you watch a movie or a TV show here, they'll introduce somebody as a character in the show, and then all of a sudden you be like, what happened to son? What is this guy? What happened to that guy? Remember the dude there? Everybody you're gonna see, if you have a role in that show, they are gonna completely, you're gonna know what happened to them. You're gonna know what their life was like, what it was, what it wasn't, and you're gonna know what happened to that person. Like, you're not gonna have, there's no gonna be no questions left on the table. You know what's gonna happen to that. You know what happened. They complete stories. That's another thing I like about anime, is they complete that, everything is completed. You know, the stories you never know. Oh well, there was these people and they attacked this place, but then you never heard from them again. No, that's not how anime works. They are always going to finish the story. And I think that's what anime needs. Like, that's what regular TV needs, is them finishing the daggone story. Like we did Fallen Skies. The Fly Puerto Rican mentioned that. Fallen Skies was good all the way up to the end. But you never found out, like, what happened to everybody. What happened to this person? What happened to that person? What, like, you didn't know. And there was a lot of shows like that never take you to the other side and tell the story from the other side. Like right now, we're watching Demon Slayer, right? So you know about everybody that's in the Demon Slayer core, but you also find out the backstory of everybody who was turned into a demon, and why they did that and why they did that. And you know, saying everything is, it's all one tight knitted story, bro. And that's why anime is great. Anime is great for that reason. And you know, if you're an action dude, watch action anime. Like right now, we're watching the action anime. If you're a person that just likes like story, you can watch slice of life. I'm a guy that likes also adventure stuff, so I watch a lot of adventure anime. I like time travel. They got time travel anime. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Isekai or something like that. But there's time travel anime. Like dudes gonna get, they travel back in time, or they get reincarnated, or they die and go to another planet, or all that kind of stuff, and they're overpowered, and everybody there is weak, and they're the only people that are overpowered in the joint. Yeah, son, anime has so many genres. They got military anime. They have everything. So don't, Lil Chuck, don't count it out. Find something, a genre that you like. Like when you watch TV, find a genre that you want to be in, and then find an anime. I suggest everybody who, if you're a TV head, I suggest you watch Attack on Titan if you're gonna watch an anime, and then from there you can branch out. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna end it here. I appreciate everybody that comes on to the Shon Black Podcast today. And every Friday, we will be talking about your favorite TV show. I just gave you a good list of what I'm watching and what I'm currently going to be watching. There might be spoilers on Fridays, so Fridays is going to be TV Fridays from now on. And bring your show telling me what's going on. Give me something to watch. If you got something that's not in the list, or you see something that you think I'd like, throw it in there. I will give it the 3-episode challenge. The 3-episode challenge, we'll give it 3 to 4 episodes to see if it is worthy. Because we want it to be worthy of, you know what I'm saying? We want it to be worthy. And if it's not worthy, we will not mess with it. All right? Remember, take care of yourself and others. Monday is a new week. Have fun on this weekend. Find a good show. Let me know what's going on next week or next Friday.